Well, hello there. We are here together again. I am Deasi-Ann Williamson of Building Bridges. By now, I trust that you, my friends, know that I like to spice things up a tad, just to stretch the fabric of your mind and your imagination and demonstrate how relevant the message of the gospel is to all sectors of our lives. Today, I have a special guest who is about to drop some gems on us as it pertains to being business minded. So check this out. It has never been done on Finishing Strong Radio before. My guest, Mrs. Akka Ali Kerr, was a keynote speaker at a lunchtime seminar I attended. Her words ignited something different in my outlook of leadership, and I was elated when she agreed to join us today. Mrs. Akka Ali Kerr is a wife, mother, and a believer. Amongst her decorated accolades attained, she is a John Maxwell certified coach, trainer, and orator. Her role facilitates study and practical application of leadership and its methodologies. Akka drives and pioneers organizational performance and best practice strategies. With over 20 years within the spheres of human resources management, she has now amalgamated all her knowledge and expertise into her new book. Her book is called The Master's Guide to Leadership Through the Lens of Care. I won't give too much away about the content of the book just yet, but what I can confirm is that this powerhouse of a woman and well of knowledge will inspire you. Get your pens and notepads ready, my friends. I share this segment with none other than Mrs. Akka Ali Kerr. Over to you, my friend.
Thank you so much, Deasi-Ann, for that amazing introduction. Listeners, I am so humbled to be on this program. I have a word for you. Your present situation is not your final destination. As I went through my life, my journey, I grew up in an environment that was filled with drugs. I would have seen drugs laid out when I was at home. I would see all different valves and pipes that I was exposed to as a child. Seeing a police officer in front of my gate grew to be normal. That is the environment that I grew up. And as a young child, I remember telling myself, as the only child of my parents, that I would never use drugs because I knew that that was not my destination. Let me go back a little. I was born as a Muslim. My mom and dad embraced Islam. My mother decided that she wanted me to go to the best schools in Trinidad and Tobago, and coincidentally at that time it was a Catholic school. So imagine for a moment, listeners, that you have this young 5-year-old going to a Catholic school with a hijab. Think about the confusion in my mind that I'm going to school, hearing prayers about Mary, and when I'm at home or on a Sunday, it's reading the Quran or going to Juma on a Friday. And that was my life. And to add to the confusion, I remember one day Mom came home. I was 7. And mom sat me down and said, Akka, you're not going to see your father anymore. We are moving out. I was absolutely devastated. At that time, I was closer to my father than my mother. I am not going to see my father anymore. And I remember that Sunday going to my grandmother's house, looking through the window and my father waving to me and telling me, bye-bye, Akka. You're not going to see me again. At 7 years old, that was the last time I saw my father until I was 35 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, women especially, when you have that separation at such an early age of your father, you yearn that fatherly attention and love and support. And in hindsight, that void that I have felt for all my life has led to some indiscretions that I have done, yearning for that attention from a male. At 10 years old, I went to a tennis match with my aunts who played tennis as a young woman. And I decided that I would start playing tennis as a distraction. At the age of 18, I got a tennis scholarship to the US. So what the enemy had in mind for evil, God turned it around for good. And that started a series of victories as I grew to being a young adult. But let me share something with you. College was not easy. My mom was a single mother, and she had to provide for me in college. So I got a scholarship for tuition, but mommy had to pay for room and board. It was difficult. There were many days in my first year at college. I remember eating ramen noodles for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I remember buying boxes of macaroni and cheese, and I would eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And on special occasions, I remember buying corned beef in a tin with baked beans and rice. That was my epitome of Sunday lunch. I am sharing all of this with you to let you know that, as I said before, always remember that your present situation is not your final destination. I am a living testimony to let you know that you could turn any crisis into an opportunity. Any situation that the enemy has put in your hands, whether it is from birth, whether it is as a child, whether it is as a young adult, I am a living testimony to share with you that regardless of what was put in my way, I am an overcomer. And I'm here to tell you that you, everyone listening, you are an overcomer.
Akka has shared some powerful recollections of how she has triumphed despite adversity. You see, what the devil meant for evil, God will turn it around for our good. I don't know where you are in your story, But testimonies like these remind us that God is not done yet. The Bible tells us in Philippians chapter 1 verse 6, being confident of this, that he who has began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ. My friends, don't lose hope. God is processing you to progress you. Join us for part 2 as Mrs. Akka Ali Kerr discusses how her life experiences equipped her to write a book about the lens of care and evolutionary leadership. So keep this fire conversation going. Speak amongst your friends, your family, and loved ones. And if you can't be a bridge, join the community and build one. Remember, it's not about how we start, it's the fact that we intend to finish. I am Deasi-Ann Williamson for AMM Radio, and you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. My words for you today, my friend, is finish strong.
Finish strong. You have to finish strong, yeah. Just keep holding on, holding on. You have to finish strong. Just keep holding, just keep holding. You have to finish strong. Just keep holding on. You have to finish strong. Just keep the dreams are great, they are tears. Just please hold on to all of God's promises. You gotta endure, just keep on striving, finish strong. Yeah, yeah. Just keep holding on. Finish strong. Just keep holding on. You gotta finish strong. Finish strong. Just keep holding on. I need just you to hold on. You got to finish strong. Just keep the dreams are greater than tears. Just please hold on to all of God's promises. Gotta endure, just keep on striving.